All right. As far as injuries go for today's practice, Kingsley won't practice, but doing well. He had a concussion, and but he's doing pretty good right now. So, and then Xavier tweaked his ankle a little bit. He did the walkthrough. We'll see about practice as we go forward here. Look forward to challenge of playing Indianapolis. Good football team, well coached, and so I look forward to coming to GH Field at Arrowhead Stadium, man. It's a great venue here, and we love playing here. So with that, time's yours.
Does this mean Pacheco will return to practice this week?
Yes. Yep.
Coach, a lot of players have discussed consistency and the lack of. Just what have you seen about it? Just hasn't been able to be consistency. What can you do at this point in the season to try to be consistent?
Yeah, I mentioned it to you after the game. Just the penalties, those in this league, they get you. Even though you might overcome it, you've utilized certain, plays to do it, and overs, and make sure we're giving the guys good stuff to work with, which we look at first.
I was listening to Travis's podcast, and he said he kind of felt like most of the issues have been self-inflicted, like you guys are just making those mistakes. When you went back and evaluated everything, is that?
Yeah, that's and I told you, I started with myself. That might happen. So, yeah, I'd tell you yes. We've got good guys, and they work hard, and so we'll make sure we take care of it.
Andy, when you look at your offense, you've been pretty good still on an every down basis, yards per drive, points per drive. What's the balance between like adjusting to the record versus maybe overreacting?
Yeah, we're not overreacting, but there's a certain urgency you got to have, and to make sure that you clean up some of the stuff we've had, and so overreacting doesn't help. What helps is that you take care of your business individually and then collectively as a team. That's what you have to do, and
The lines of what Sam just asked me, your point differential, I think, is like third highest or something for a team that's at 5-5. So I mean, there's obviously good things. Do you feel like what you're doing is working, or do you think structurally you need to be adjusting? I know you're going to get in and tweak, and there's mistakes you want to clean up, but is the framework of the offense still the right path?
Yeah, I mean, you guys see it all. So I mean, you know this, but when you do it in crucial situations, when there's a mistake, that gets you, and then it's tough to overcome at times. So we got to, whether it's a third down and short, or whether you're down at the 2-yard line and you got to back up, those type of things, those come back and haunt you when you're playing good teams. You might be able to overcome it against a not very good team, but against good teams, you gotta be sharp. And there's not a huge secret to that. You guys watch it like we watch it, so it's you gotta take care of them. As coaches, we gotta make sure we're giving the guys the stuff that they can do the best at.
Interesting, or I guess concerning to you that you guys have not had as quick a starts as you would like, probably on offense, and are there ways that you're figuring you guys need to get maybe Patrick more in rhythm in the first quarter than past years?
Yeah, Nate. Look, every year is different, so I approach it that way. Every game's different, so I go back and we look at everything, and so for games that maybe didn't start, well, why, and let's answer it, and or whatever. We're not running the ball. Let's look at why, and that's the way we address it, and we do it on every play, and make sure we come up with a better solution.
You're known for having your teams historically improve as the season. As the season goes along, but how much of that is, I guess, tied to maybe changes in the offensive scheme, right? Like, if you start the year in West Coast, you can't necessarily go full air raid. How much of that can be morphed or shifted throughout the course of the season when, statistics say you guys, for instance, run the ball well under center, but I don't know how much of that was baked into the scheme when the season began.
Yeah, we're not in a position where we need to wholesale that. That's not where we're at right now. We've got to just clean up some things. Yeah, it's not But the nice part about this offense is you got a lot of directions you can go with it. There's a whole lot of things different things that you can do with it. So it's important that we do the right things. We get ourselves in the right place.
Todd?
Coach, just a little bit about the Colts. I mean, it's a relatively young head coach in the game, and you just wonder maybe what the personality of their team looks like. You guys have played them every once in a while.
Sure.
This group.
No, listen, he's done a nice job there, and quarterback's playing well for him. Defensively, they've got a great scheme, and they're very accurate with what they do, solid, and and then special teams, he's done a good job there. So he's got a good football team all the way around. It's not by chance that he's sitting where he's sitting record-wise.
Seren?
So is there any, chance that, just maybe as an organization, you guys have played so deep into every season for so many years now that there's just kind of like fatigue, not like someone's, you can't get up and get going, but just like, 5 extra weeks every year,
Yeah, sure.
5 extra weeks of being exposed to what you want to do, and people have an extra tape on you. Is that potentially part of the problem?
I'm really tired of these press conferences, yeah. I don't think so. There's enough changeover in today's world that, it keeps it fresh and so on. But I think we're okay there. Yeah.
How would you evaluate Patrick's year just compared to previous?
I mean, listen, he's really having a good year. We've got a couple things that we've got to clean up just all the way around, but he's played great football. We just got to, the margin between winning and losing in this league is like this. And so we've got to take care of this and get ourselves where we do a little bit better all the way around.
Andy, we're about to talk to Josh. What did you learn about him last week to be able to get himself ready?
Yeah, listen, for being away for a few weeks there, I thought he did a nice job. He got cleaned up a couple things, with the penalties and that. But his effort, his attitude and everything was great. He was able to keep everything focused back to the football part of it. And, he had to take care of business, and he took care of it, and that's where he's at.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Discussed it after the game, and a lot of players did too, just consistency and how you guys haven't been able to just get on track with that. At this point in the season, how do you feel that you guys can try to turn the corner and be a little more consistent?
Yeah, I think it just comes with the history that we've had and knowing that we have the guys to do it. It's about going out there and proving it now and getting better at practice, getting better in the film room, getting extra time at the facility. But, I mean, talking with the guys throughout the building this week, I think guys are excited for the opportunity to go out there and prove that. But like I said, you got to go out there and do it. You can't just keep talking about it. You got to go out there and do it. And it starts with me and kind of has to feed through the entire team.
Later, what was the most frustrating part about that loss in Denver?
For me, it was just getting the ball with 4 minutes left and not getting points and not getting a first down or really anything. Just being in those moments before, knowing how important it is to kind of get some momentum in your team by at least moving the ball a little bit and changing the field position, and not being able to do that was big. So that was the most disappointing part for me, because even though I didn't feel like we played to our best level, our best standard, there was still an opportunity to win the football game, and we weren't able to do that.
It seems like maybe the offense is better this year than it was last year. Is it just a matter of just big plays and situational football?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've preached that for the last few years. Is like these games are a couple plays here and there. I mean, there's not a lot of times in this league where you're blowing teams out, and so it's just a couple plays here and there that you have to make. And we've been able to make those plays in these last few years, and we're not doing that this year. And now it's about giving ourselves more opportunities to make those plays, and then when we get those opportunities, going out there and doing it. And so I'm excited for it. We got a lot of good football teams coming up, starting off with the Colts. But it's a great opportunity to go out there and get our season turned around and get going in the right direction.
Patrick, are you seeing common denominators in particular on some of the deep passes that you haven't connected on?
Yeah, I'm just not making the throws. Is pretty much the biggest thing. Guys are getting open and giving me chances to make the plays down the field. I give them chances to make plays. And, I mean, if you look at the one to Taekwon later in the game, it wasn't necessarily the best thrown ball, but it gave him a chance. And I think that's something that I can learn from with guys like Xavier's early, is that it might not be the perfect pass that's going to be a touchdown and catch like that, but if I can throw the ball and just give him a chance to make a play, he'll make the play on it, and then he can make the play and score a touchdown from there. So being better there and giving guys chances usually works out.
On that play in particular, the Xavier one, are you seeing the same angle that he's running? Is he running where you fully anticipate him to go, or is that a little bit of just getting more and more on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, the angle stuff is one thing. I think what I've learned from just playing for a while now is that those deep passes, like I said, those deep passes don't have to be perfect. You know, I think we always want to make the perfect throw, but if he wins like that, you can flatten his angle. You can throw the ball with more air underneath it, and then he can adjust, and that's why he is the player that he is. And so why not give him that opportunity and try to throw the ball perfectly down the field? And it looks awesome when it happens, but then obviously there's more misses than there is completions. And so if you look at the best deep ball throwers in the league and in the history of the NFL, they weren't always just these perfectly thrown balls, but they were giving guys chances, and they were going out there and making plays.
When you look at this Colts defense that got Lou Anarumo as a defense coordinator, does it look like what the Bengals used to try to do to you, or is it totally?
They definitely do some of the stuff. I mean, Coach Anarumo is a great defensive coordinator, a great coach, and he has his stuff. But I think what makes him such a great defensive coordinator is he kind of tailors his team, tailors his scheme to the team that he's playing with, and so he wants to go with their strengths, and so getting their guys in the best position to succeed. And even from some of the trades they made, they've adjusted their defense as well. And so I think that's something that makes him a great coach, is that he's not stuck in his ways of like how he calls the thing. He adjusts his scheme to the team that's around him, and obviously they've done a lot of great things this year.
Some numbers about your guys' success when you're under center. Do you have a preference? Do you care whether you're under center or shotgun or?
Nah, my preference is to win. So whatever the way that happens, I'm good with.
Is it difficult to prepare for a guy that is willing to change so much, specifically when they just added such a key player like Sauce? There's not a ton of film with his team with that player.
I mean, obviously there's going to be some difficulties there, but at the same time, we've played him so many times that you just go back and watch every game that you played against him and see the different things that he's done to you, the changeups he's thrown at you, and then know there's going to be a wrinkle that he has this game, and try to make a positive play out of it. It doesn't have to be a home run shot or whatever it is, but getting the ball to a check down, getting the ball to a guy that can get 5 to 6 yards, and then kind of getting back into the flow of the game. I think that's something that's important against him, is that he'll continue to throw different things at you just to make sure that you're not settled with what he's calling, and that's something that I have to continue to be great with throughout the entire football game.
Balance has been the topic this week for whatever reason, and RPOs by extension of that. I guess as you look at all the RPOs this year, how have you felt about your decision making, right or wrong, on certain points?
Yeah, I feel like I've done a good job of it. I think there's times where I should hand it, and there's times where I should throw the ball more, and I think you just have to continue to read and get better and better with it. I think more than anything, it's just giving guys chances, either catching the ball or running the ball, even if the perfect look is not there. And so there's times where I might have thrown it, we got 5 or 6 yards, and that's a positive play, but you can hand the ball off and kind of keep defenses honest as well. And so that's stuff that I've worked with throughout my entire career, and it's something that's been huge in our offense for a long time. So I think for us, it's just continue to get better and better each and every game.
RPOs, following up on that, what's your process on that? How's it, the mechanics of it, as far as pre-snap reads, how much your decision is after the snap? How does it work for you?
I mean, there's multiple. There's times we coach Heck and Coach Reid and all of them. They coach multiple ways of reading it. I mean, there's times where we're reading a certain guy, and there's times we're reading coverages, and there's times where you're reading space. And so it just kind of depends on that week and the team that you're playing, and being able to adjust accordingly. And so, like I said, our goal is to get 5 or 6 yards on every single time we run an RPO, either running the ball or throwing the ball, and I think we've done a good job of that throughout the season. But at the end of the day, like I said, sometimes you got to hand the ball off, even if the throw gets you 5 or 6 yards, just to keep the defense honest and to set up other stuff throughout the rest of the game.
There's a lot of conversation about the deep ball, but you don't have a lot of targets in the intermediate. Do you feel like there's, for lack of a better term, more meat on the bone there, that you could work that area a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the coverages that we've been getting. I mean, teams are playing more man coverage against us, which gives more opportunities to throw the ball down the field. But until we prove that we can hit those throws down the field, then teams are going to continue to play man coverage. And so that's something that's going to be important for us, is to hit some of those throws. And once we start hitting some of the throws, like you saw this last game against Denver, you hit one deep throw, and all of a sudden the offense opens up. And then you're able to hit other throws as well. And so I think we've always done a really good job of being able to take what's there. It's just about hitting some of those deeper throws to loosen the defense up, and then give us opportunities to throw the ball everywhere throughout the offense.
Can you pinpoint, Patrick, when you go back and rewatch the film, as to why you guys have had slower starts than usual on offense this season?
I mean, there's been games where we've had great starts and we've usually won them, and there's been games where we don't have good starts and we've lost them this year. And so I think just learning from those. I mean, like this last week, if you hit the throw to Xavier, that's a great start, and then the Taekwondo after that. And so it's just little things here and there, but those little things add up. And I think that's something that we have to continue to get better and better at. I have to be better at getting us going in the right direction. If I'm going to make that throw to Xavier, I got to hit it. If not, I got to hit Travis to keep the chains moving. And those are those decisions that I have to make. And when I make those decisions, I have to go out there and execute them.
Coach is so even keeled, everything's kind of the same and keeps the routine. You get a game like this, you're 5-5, it's obviously a big game. How do you handle that kind of the sense of urgency throughout the week? I mean, do you ratchet things up in the meetings, practice? I mean, how do you go about kind of doing that as a leader on the offense?
Yeah, I mean, just like if you were going to like a big divisional game or a playoff game, whatever it is, you just know what's at stake. And so you try to prepare yourself throughout the week and do the little extra stuff so that your mind can be settled on game day, and then you can go out there and just play, knowing that you need to go out there and win the football game, and know we're playing against a really good football team that's playing great football right now. And it's a great opportunity at the end of the day. Like obviously we're 5-5, not where we want to be at. But we get to write the rest of this season's story, and it starts this week with the Colts at Arrowhead, and I'm excited for us to go out there and do it.
I know you guys talk a lot about holding yourselves accountable. How do you hold teammates accountable in meetings, practice? I mean, how does that manifest?
Yeah, I think it just first you got to go out and do it. Like I'm always you have to go out there and show that you're going to put in the work, and I think if you do that, you can ask guys and push guys to do more. And we have a lot of great dudes in this locker room, and you can see that in their mindset and the way that they're walking around the building this week is that they're pushing themselves to be even better, knowing that we're this close. You have to just continue to push yourself to kind of break through that barrier and get to where we want to be at as a football team. And I'm excited. Like I said, it's not where we want to be at, and it's been a rough kind of high-low season, but we get to write the rest of the story. So let's go out there and do it.
Last two, Nate and then Matt. Go, Nate.
Patrick, you've been really high on Josh Simmons ever since the team selected him in the draft. With him coming back and playing against those dominant pass rushers, did you learn anything extra, or is it just sort of reaffirming what you guys knew about how talented he could be?
Yeah, I mean he's a great football player, and he's gotten better every week that he's played, and he'll continue to get better. I think just for him, it's just going to continue to stack days on days of just getting better, pushing himself to be the best player that he can be. But like I said, I since he stepped on, like you said, since OTAs, when he got out there and the way he was rehabbing, the way he was getting back at it, to training camp, into the season, he's gotten better and better, and I think the sky's the limit. He's got to keep pushing to get even better.
You know, based on how you described it and how, Andy talked on Monday about how teams are sometimes encouraging or at least allowing you to pass on the RPOs, how much of it is that decision is baked in even to the game plan, or it evolves as the game goes on, that those are going to be passes just the way that based on teams have played in the past or looks like they've shown or how they're playing that day?
Yeah, I mean, there is. I mean, like the first play of the game this last week, I mean, with that pressure, the safety pressuring like that, we knew they might get into a run blitz type thing, and you throw the ball out to Reid, you get a first down, you kind of get the things going, and so that's the stuff that you want. But then there's times where you throw the ball and it might get 3 yards, like I did Travis later in the game, and you want to make sure that you give guys chances to run the football on plays like that. And so just reading the coverages, understanding what the defense is doing, and then making the best decision you feel like for the team.
I want to thank the entire Kansas City and this club for having my six for the time I was away from the team. Showed how much love this team and city has for me, and I can't wait to give it back to them. So.
Go ahead, guys.
Is there anything you would like to share just about your absence?
Kind of want to keep that in house. All due respect. I know everybody wants, but it's kind of something I want to keep, inside.
How'd your first game back go? How do you think you played?
There's always room, but I think as a front, we swung as hard as we could. There's obviously some things that you can't control. There's also a really good football team, so I think it's just kind of picking up on the film and then kind of cleaning some stuff up.
Did you feel a little rust?
A little bit. I mean, 15 is an extremely gifted player, so going against that was a fair welcome back. But I think with the teammates that I had throughout that week, they helped me up and kind of helped brush that stuff off.
Josh, what were you able to do while you were gone to stay in football shape and just stay as ready to come back as possible?
Yeah, I had access to gyms and stuff like that, so I was making sure I was working out once and then hitting like some field work, just keeping my feet alive and stuff like that, making sure my nervous system was woken up.
Did you feel like physically when you came back, like, yeah, I'm ready?
I did. I was ready to play. Absolutely.
What about just like communication with the team? What was that kind of like? Were you involved in virtual meetings or anything, getting information, just kind of the stuff that wasn't physical?
Yeah, I mean, I had access to my playbook and stuff like that, so I was able to kind of keep up and stay proactive with maybe, studying plays or something like that, making sure I was going over notes and stuff like that. And communication with the team was very transparent, especially at the end. But, yeah.
Josh, how difficult was this time away from your teammates and just dealing with your situation, but also how did they help you, encourage you through this time?
So I have godsend teammates that are, always checking in on me. Obviously, they had games and stuff like that. But, when you had teammates like that, that definitely, I was itching to get back and then fight for them. But I think from here, I think I just kind of, I'm sorry, what was the first part of that question again?
No, just how difficult was this time?
Yeah. Being away from the game, I mean, I missed a little chunk of my college season, so being away from the game again I was itching to get back on the field.
Andy Reid, while you're away, Coach Reid, while you're away, said, he's handling business. I guess, what did it mean to you that the team was so accepting of whatever it is you were going through?
It's not my thought to kind of dwindle on, but my part was to make sure that I was in shape for the time when I came back.
Josh, Ohana is a big part of the Polynesian culture, as we know. How big was it to have your family behind you and supporting you and encouraging you during the time frame you were away?
My family, as in my personal family or a football team. It was amazing. Obviously, family is the biggest thing, as you know, Polynesians lean on. So, when you get in that, and it just makes everything a lot better. So.
Couple more.
Josh, what stands out about the Colts defensive front when you look at them on film?
They're very disciplined. I'm looking at their ends right now. We just got a flash of them, and they play very hard. I know I'm teammates with one of the D linemen down there, former teammates with one of the D linemen down there, and then they just play. They're very, very strong, very physical. They're going to get after it. They're not really necessarily going to, Myles Garrett, but they are extremely gifted, and that's something that I'm going to be studying my tail off to be going against.
There's 7 games left now. I guess, what do you want? What is your individual goal for the final 7 games?
Just win. Just keep winning.
You mentioned staying in shape while you were gone. What was football to you while you were gone? Was it a connection for you, or was it something a distraction, or?
Definitely not a distraction. Wherever I was making sure I was watching the game, tuning in, or keeping up with who we were going against the next week or something like that. So it wasn't a distraction at all. I knew exactly I was going to come back and be ready.
Last one, Sam. And we'll go to Lester.
Josh, is it your anticipation that you'll be here for the remainder of the season?
Absolutely, I will be here for the rest of the season with the Kansas City Chiefs.
You mentioned this in the time at Ohio State, and then you get that view of watching it, just on TV, something you see different. Does it give you a different perspective looking at it?
Not really. I mean, it is. You can definitely tell it's a different kind of lens that you look at it from, maybe the couch or somewhere versus, obviously on the field, but not too much of a difference. You just know kind of deeper what's going on.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Nick, obviously, maybe things start with Jonathan Taylor in this
Yeah.
Colts offense. You guys faced him a few years ago up there. Did a pretty nice job against him. How much different does he look now than when you saw him up there a couple of years ago?
Yeah, obviously this year he looks fresh, looks rejuvenated. He's running the ball very well, doing a lot of different things for him. Obviously, like scheme-wise, kind of some things are similar, some things are different. They got a lot of key guys that are the same, and so I find different ways to use those guys and get them out in space, and obviously get the ball at 28 whenever get the chance to.
You've obviously faced some of the NFL's top running backs this year ago, but when you compare the skill set of Taylor to some of the other ones, what are some of the things, his attributes that you always have to be aware of?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of these guys in this league are dynamic guys in the backfield. He's a little bit thicker than the rest of them. So yards at the contact, spin on contact. He's a lot similar to like Bijan, Jameer in terms of speed and athleticism. Besides stature-wise, he's a little bit thicker than those guys. So I think it's going to be population at the ball. Tackling's going to be a difficult thing for us. We're trying to get 4 or 5 guys to the ball when we can and just make tackles out in space.
Nick, what set with you most about the game in Denver?
Yeah, just kind of a couple missed opportunities in that game, but honestly, just can't dwell on the past. I've got opportunity ahead of us to kind of control our own destiny and a chance to get to the playoffs. So just week by week, day by day, play by play is where our mindset is.
Where do you see differently from Daniel Jones that he was doing in New York and now he's doing in Indianapolis?
Yeah, first and foremost, taking care of the football. He's doing a great job getting the ball to his pass catchers, give him a chance to make plays with the ball. They do a great job of getting guys out in space, attacking schemes, and he's doing a good job getting the people the ball on time and on target. He looks confident, he looks driven. It's a great opportunity for him and another opportunity for us to play at home.
Nick, what about the rookie tight end? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he does a lot of different things from at the backfield, inline, off the ball. I'll put him in there as a fullback sometimes in some run plays. I put him in at fullback and pass the ball to him. Over routes, deep routes, 7 routes. I mean, there's a little bit of everything for him. So that's going to be a challenge for us to kind of disrupt him at the line of scrimmage and make things hard for him.
Everyone would like to force turnovers. It's been a couple weeks you guys haven't had any.
Yeah.
There's no real secret to how it happens, I guess. But how important would something like that be in a game like this? Because it's been a couple weeks you guys were minus in these very close games.
Yeah, giving the ball to Patrick on a short field and giving the opportunity for our offense to put points on the board and scoring position. We've been trying to do that for the last couple of weeks. Just haven't gotten it done. We've been real close, getting hands on balls, getting close to it. But at the end of the day, we've got to find a way to get 1 or 2 of those things out, set our team up, put points on the board, and obviously it'll help us in this game.
Chris Jones said he thought Denver knew what you were doing. That was one of his comments afterwards. Did you get that sense that they had picked up on what you guys were trying to do to him?
My eyes and ears, honestly, were in a different place during that time. But obviously, if he said that they saw something for us to take into account, we're going to play those guys again. And so just something to keep in our back pocket, just try to make sure that we can disguise things and just try to make things harder on the quarterback.
How about just the sense of urgency around here? You mentioned you guys control your destiny, but
Yeah.
Not much margin for error now.
Yep.
What do you feel, and what's your responsibility as a leader in the defensive rooms, practice, and all that stuff to get ready for this game?
Yeah, just kind of hone in on the details. I mean, the margin of error in this league is super small, so just make sure everybody's in the right place at the right time, executing the game plan, just doing little things to give us a chance. Something you can ask for in this league is a chance to go out there and win a football game, to not beat ourselves. And so that's kind of where our mindset is right now. Control what we can control, play in and play out, and then make the negative plays and bad things for us, and just give us a chance to win the game at the end.
There's plenty of fans who are down, they feel like things aren't going right or whatever. What's the attitude like in the building? I mean, where are you guys right now, attitude-wise?
Yeah, there's an opportunity. Opportunity to go out there and win a game this week, just week by week. I mean, can't look too far ahead. So our mindset's literally just on this day, this practice, this 10 plays, this 20 plays, wherever that might be, just to give ourselves a chance to go out there on Sunday and play fast, get into the fourth quarter and see what happens.
Couple more.
Sunday against the Colts. Some people have said this is a Nick Bolton kind of game. What does that mean when you hear that?
Yeah, just physical, in between the tackles. They pride themselves on running the ball. I think John Taylor's averaging almost 5 yards a carry. So, yeah, I mean, as an inside backer, linebacker, you look for these matchups. You got a great opportunity, great online. Quentin Nelson especially. Then you got Jonathan Taylor as well. So, as an inside backer, person pride himself on playing the run. It's an opportunity for a lifetime for me.
Last one. No takers. Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thank you.